r/AskReddit, people who almost killed themselves, what stopped you? Did you feel relieved or disappointed at the time? Hope life is better for you now. Holy fuck. Coincidence? I think not. I realized that it was my friend's birthday the next day and couldn't shake the feeling that her day would be ruined forever if I did this. Ironically, I'm not even friends with her anymore. She doesn't know she saved my life. Honestly, thank you for this. I had a really bad crush on a kid who accidentally killed himself the day before my birthday. I was not okay. I'm still reminded every year, though it's lessened now, but I was not okay at the time. I accidentally left my wallet at home when I went to purchase the gun. Holy shit. I don't consider myself scared of heights, but when I stood overlooking a 900 feet drop, I couldn't take that final step. My entire body just froze in a primitive fear my conscious mind didn't even register. I decided that must mean there was some part of me that didn't want to die, even if it was just an instinct in my lizard brain. Keep living, bro. The world's trying to tell you to live. BoJack Horseman, Season 6 Episode 15, The View from Halfway Down. I was almost there. I had all the pills with me, and suddenly, I think, why not? Why not watch my favorite episode of one of my favorite shows? So I opened Netflix and hit the play button. When I first watched, it felt profound and deep, but not personal. This time, I ended up hyperventilating. Props to Will Arnett, no one could have read that poem in such a terrifying manner. I realized that the person who would find my body would be my grandma, and I couldn't do that to her. I vowed to stay alive so long as she was alive. I was 17 at the time. Today I'm 42. Grandma is still alive and celebrated her 100th birthday last month. I thought of that poem constantly during my last depressive episode. It helped. My younger brother's arguing over toys from the other side of the door. Something about it brought me back to reality, I guess. About 7 years later, I'm a mother. I couldn't imagine leaving my child. Now I'm scared to die. Spite. From 14 to 17, spite kept me from killing myself. I used to stare over my grandparents' balcony a lot. I didn't want my parents to be able to cry at my funeral and act like it was some unpreventable tragedy. You don't get to severely neglect your children then act like the victim. Spite is a powerful emotion. Yep, spite is one of my reasons too. To quote the official Satan Twitter account, suicide is never an option, outlive your enemies. My mom told me that having me helped her come to terms with her depression and helped her learn how to figure out living. In my darkest times, being someone's reason for being alive kept me here. I'm grateful for it. She and I made it through together. That's so awesome. More power to y'all. 1 ST attempt * talked myself out of jumping off an overpass into traffic. 2 ND attempt * nearly died, but my choking on my own vomit and my GF at the time walking in on me choking helped. I downed an entire bottle of Hydros. I've been asked this a lot on Reddit in regards to my posts/comments about my suicide attempts, and here is my response every time. I didn't want to die, I just wanted the pain to stop. Yes. It's not that you want to die, but you also don't want to be alive with the life you have. My cat. I couldn't get over the thought of him not understanding what had happened to me, always calling out for me and having his life upturned. It somehow always broke through to me. He's my furry, stinky lifeline, and I'll love him until the day I die. She's about to outlive you out of maternal spite. The first person to live to 152 years old. My experience exactly. I knew she would be rehomed instantly, and I could not do that to her. Best cat ever. A sudden flash of an alternate path I hadn't thought of before, for some reason. I'd love to hear more. Did you make that vision a reality? I also would love to hear the story, only if you're up for it, of course. Want to share what you saw? My dogs. One of them was a good boy, but the other was a spoiled rotten brat, and I couldn't imagine anyone else putting up with his shit the way I did. So I couldn't do it. My cat. I was hanging myself and she meowing frantically at me. She knew I was in a bad place. I had feelings of guilt because it felt like I was doing this in front of my kid. I immediately stopped and petted and played with her. She saved my life. She could feel your pain and distress. The first time it was my baby sister. She knocked on my door asking if we had any juice left in her tiny voice, and I had to get down and help her, and I realized it wasn't worth. Months later, my girlfriend stopped me from doing it again. Thankful to both, smiley face. How long ago did this happen? If you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you, online stranger, smiley face. My dog started throwing up and I needed to take care of her. Was using a .22 LR, started to squeeze, then I thought of my puppy and grandma, freaked out and threw it down. Uses rimfire not center fired cartridges, so who knows if it would actually worked or would jam. Coulda just lobotomized me looking back. Not having the guts to do it. Same. I truly believe it takes more guts to stay. I imagine the pain I'd probably feel if I failed, lol. Student loans, no joke. I felt so bad my parents helped pay, I couldn't handle the thought of it going to waste and them paying it off all alone. Guilt trumped my extreme depression. And every time they made a payment they'd think about their dead daughter. Thank you for your compassion and sparing your parents that. And LT3, I hope you get help for your depression. I tried to gas myself in my car. I had a hose connected to the exhaust and fed it into the cabin and filled the gap where the hose went through the window. I got in the car, ready to end it all. Tried to start the car but it just wouldn't start. No matter what I did I couldn't get it to start. I must have gave up, I can't remember, it was 30 years ago. I went to my doctor after that and was put on medication and the rest is history. Glad you overcame that situation. I read somewhere that suicide doesn't end the pain, it just passes it on to those you leave behind. Couldn't do that to my mom, she's got worse depression than me, she would not be able to handle that loss. My dog saved me too. I pictured myself going splat and him walking up to smell my face. Nephew died by suicide. Telling my daughter her cousin died, and feeling how hard she cried, will haunt me forever. That's the thing that's kept me from another attempt. My mother sitting at the end of my bed guarding me in my bedroom for 2 nights. I had a change of meds that made me wildly suicidal, it was like I was hypnotized/compelled towards anything sharp and harmful in my home. My thoughts were dark as hell. I called my mother freaking out saying I needed her to come watch me cause I was afraid I was going to hurt myself. That was a rough 48 hours. Came off those meds, mitrazapine, quickly, was put on different ones and my mood settled. My son called me as I held my pistol to my head. He called just to say hi and that he was thinking about me. I wanted to experience being loved. I fell asleep. Wow, good timing for a nap I guess. Thinking how sad my kids would be. Edit, word. My dog saved me too, had a bottle of pills I was about to take and with the way my dog was looking at me I couldn't do it. That was 11 years ago. She knew and did it for you. They always know. The gun I tried to use jammed when I pulled the trigger. Wow, that's insane. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again, Reddit glitch out.